as an experience, but I sort of feel like I want to feel like I've come out and enjoyed something. Yeah.
See, she tries to kill two birds with one stone. You know, I got to the art gallery, but I made it into a social event by meeting somebody there at the same time. Our next segment are the segment that, as a sector, we super serve. This segment are the very frequent attenders, not quite as much as expression, but they attend in a very, very different way. So these are people who, you know, cut them and they bleed culture. They love it. And it's absolutely essential to their lives. And they are the only segment that will say, without it, my life's not worth living. And so it's hugely important to them. And they're very, very discerning. So unlike stimulation, for example, who will go to anything as long as it's new, they're prepared to take risks on new things, but they need to know that it's good. So you're not likely to find them at amateur productions and things like that. They also value the experience over, you know, kind of material wealth. So money's no object within reason. So as I say, we super serve them, and a lot of the stuff we do and design is for this segment, yet it's only 10% of our population. So typically when we look at the segment breakdown of arts organisations, they're really overrepresented. So, you know, a theatre probably has 20-25% of people from this segment, which means that the actual potential for growth in that segment is relatively small. And we're missing out on some of these other really important segments like expression sometimes. So highly active, tend to be well educated, tend to be better heeled than some of the other segments. They are typified by people who believe themselves to be quite sophisticated, and therefore marketing does not work on them. And in fact, of the 8 segments, there are only 2 segments that think marketing is useful in any way. So the way we market to them has to be quite smart. But I think when you hear these 2 speak, you will know people like this because you probably work for many.
It's the most important thing. If I was to be in a position where I was never going to be involved in seeing an art gallery or going to a performance or an opera or a play or something like that, I think life would cease to have a lot of meaning to me. It's part of my existence.
Art of all forms is essential to me. If I don't go somewhere or visit an art gallery or listen to an orchestra or anything like that at all for several weeks, I suddenly get withdrawal symptoms.
The most memorable concert I've ever been to was one where I went to in Vienna a few years ago, which was a Strauss and Mozart.